This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, students, screen is visible. Confirm once in the chat box, students. Yes. So let us start today's session. In the last class, we discussed about looping structure. What are the different types of loops? For loop, while loop, and do while loop. That is what we discussed in our last session. Now today we are going to discuss about functions. So currently this is where we are standing. All the operators discussed, followed by precedence associativity, control statement completed. Now today we are going to start from here. Right now, what is function, students? What do you mean by function? Function is nothing but set of instructions. Instruction is what? 1 minute, students. Yes, come back. Instruction. Instruction means data plus information collectively is called as instruction. So function is what? Function is a set of instructions. Function is a set of instructions. But is the set of instructions are arranged in any order, or it is arranged in a logical order? It is arranged in a logical order, because if it is arranged in a logical order, then only it will be a meaningful set. Otherwise it is not going to be a meaningful statement. For example, when you write a C program, what you do? Say for example, when you write a C program, let us assume you are talking about the main function. So in that main function, what you do? You write everything, and then after that you write return 0. Have you write any program like this? First return 0 and then after that printf. Do you think it is meaningful? First return 0 and after that meaningful? No, sir. So this is why inside a function means instruction have to be arranged logically. This is called how they are logically related. So suppose if anyone asks, define me what is function, then what you have to tell? You have to tell function is one instruction or set of instruction. Sir, function is a set of instruction. Are you going to give full stop after this? No, 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 sir. Set of instruction means people may think, array, this is also set of instruction now. This is one instruction, this is one instruction, but is it a valid function? Is it a proper way of writing function? No. Then what you have to tell? A function is a set of instruction arranged in a logical sequence. Arranged in a logical sequence. Why you use function? So that my function can take some input value, function can process on that input value, and function can produce on that input value. Function can produce some output after working on that input value. So ultimately, what is the definition of function, sir? Function is a set of instructions arranged in a logical sequence to perform a particular task, and not only that, it takes input, it processes on that input, and finally it produces output. That is what is the purpose of function, sir. Sir, some important conclusion about C program. Suppose someone is asking, define me what is C program. Then what you will do? You remember the simplest C program in your life that you have written, sir, is the hello world program. Printf hello world. Don't you think that this is the simplest C program you have ever written? Now you just look into this function, look into this program, you will find there are two functions are there. What are the two functions are present here? One is main function and another is printf function. So that means what? In the simplest C program, you are taking the help of two functions. So if anyone asks me what is function, can't I say that C, what is C program? Can't I say that C program is a collection of functions? Yes, definitely. C program is nothing but collection of some functions. Now, sir, every time once it is a function, it will be followed by first bracket open, first bracket close. If it is a function, it will be followed by first bracket open, first bracket close. But don't think that if every people started having first bracket open, first bracket close, that means they are a function. No, no, no. If is having first bracket open, first bracket close, does it mean if is a function? No. Similarly, for loop is having first bracket open, first bracket close. Do you think for loop is a function? No, no, sir. So if everyone having first bracket open, first bracket close, that doesn't indicate he is a function. But if he is a function, he will definitely have the first bracket open, first bracket close. Now, how can we define C program, sir? C program is a collection of some functions, sir. C program execution start from where? Main function. C program execution starts from where? Main function. Another vital point you have to remember, function need to be called. If the functions are not called, even you write thousands of functions in your program, they will not work. They will not work. Function need to be called. Sir, who is calling this main function? I'm not calling from my program, sir. Who is calling the printf function? Printf function is called from the body of main function. That means main function is calling the printf function. Printf function is called from the body of main function. That means who calls printf function? Main function calls the printf function. But who calls main function? Remember, this is very important. Operating system. Who calls main function, guys? Operating system calls the main function. That means operating system takes the initiative of execution of the program. When you go and press control, when you go and press run here now or compile and run, operating system take the initiative of execution of the function, sir. So who calls main function? Operating system call the main function. Now in C programming language provides us a very rich built-in library. Built-in library means, sir, built-in library means so many inbuilt functions are there. Suppose for example printf function, say for example scanf function, say for example pow function, say for example sqrt function, like that. strlen function for finding the string length, strcpy, strcat, strread, so many inbuilt functions are there. That means library means what, guys? Predefined functions. C programming language library means predefined function. Much more technical term we can use here also, that is called API. But in C programming language no one use the word API. In Java programming language people use the word API, but in C programming language we will use the word predefined library. What is predefined library consists of? Sir, predefined library consists of predefined function. Predefined function means that those functions that comes along with the particular programming language are kept inside a predefined library with respect to C programming language. Now, what is the conclusion? What is the point till now we discussed? Check it out, students. Till now we discussed 4 points. What is the 4 points? One is the definition of function, and what is the conclusion, important conclusion that we can take from the function. Check it out. Function is a logical sequence of instructions arranged in a logical way, and its job is to take some input, perform some operation on that input, and produce the output, sir. That is what is the activity of the instructions that are kept inside the function. Every C program can be thought of a collection of some function. Program execution starts from where? From the main function. Who calls the main function? Sir, operating system calls the main function. C provides a very rich in library. For what purpose? Predefined function. Next and after that, sir, what is the advantage of the function? Suppose for example, you are writing a program where you have to calculate area of a rectangle. Then what you will do? Simple, sir. Int length, some value. I'm taking statically, I'm taking the value. You know that how to take the value dynamically by using scanf function. Now you need to calculate area. Then what you will write? Sir, area is equal to length into breadth. Length into breadth. Now you see, you print that value. Printf that area, percentile d area. Let me just declare that variable area int area. So you will get the result. Now after that you have done some lines of coding, sir. some lines of coding you have done. Okay, some 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, some few lines of coding you have done. Now after that you again need to calculate the area of a rectangle. You again need to calculate the area of a rectangle. Let us assume this is a wild guess only, nothing else. That I have to calculate the area of a rectangle again, but this time with a different value. This time with a different value. So these two lines will definitely be common. This will be definitely common. And then this time before I calculate, suppose length value got updated and is value 10, breadth is equal to 20. Now after that, sir, again after executing some sequence of statements, after execution of some few lines, what I need, sir, again I need to calculate the area of rectangle, and this time with a different set of values. This time with a different set of values, and this time say the values are 100 and 200. Now what is happening here? Every time you need to write the area of a rectangle, you are using this formula: area is equal to length into breadth, length into breadth. Now this code, if you see that this code is executing, this code is written more than once in my programs. More than once it is written in my program. This type of coding are called code redundancy. What terminology? Code redundancy. Some people call it as a duplicate code. Code duplication. Writing the same code repeatedly is called as code duplication or code redundancy. Code redundancy is not a good programming practice. Code redundancy is not a good programming practice. I have to avoid the code redundancy. What I can do it, sir? What I can do it? Instead of writing the same code repeatedly, I can write it in one place, sir. In one place I will write that, and whenever I will require, sir, I will call that. Whenever I will require that, I will call that. Suppose I have written here, one method. What is the method? Area. And to that method, what is this job? To calculate length into breadth. To calculate length into breadth. And after calculating, he just return that value. Return length into breadth. So he need to get that length and breadth, and both of them are say integer value. Both of them are say integer value. Now how many times I write the code? Only one time. Now at this point you need to calculate the area now. At this point you need to calculate the area. Suppose for example this is AR for area. Here you need to calculate the area. So just call the area method. Just call the area method with what value? Sir, I need to send 5 and 3. Pass 5 and 3. You can pass 5 and 3. You can pass, length and breadth, anything. But how many times I write the code? One time. After that, you felt that here also I need. Here also I need. Next, again, AR is equal to area of, this time suppose the values are 10 and 20. This time suppose the values are 10 and 20. Done. Done. Just I will call this method. Am I going to write that return length into breadth repeatedly? No, just one time I wrote, that's it. So that means what, sir? The most beautiful advantage of function is, first, it reduces the code redundancy. What is code redundancy, sir? Writing the same code repeatedly, that is called duplicate code, that is called code redundancy. Now code redundancy removed now? Yes. Not only code redundancy removed, sir. Earlier the same line repeatedly I have to read here once, next time here once, next time here once, like that, which is basically reducing the readability. Now I'm not doing that. One time I wrote, that's it. So that means what benefit you are getting? Sir, readability will be increased. Readability will be increased. So first two advantages: reduction of code redundancy and improvement of the readability, sir. Not only that, sir, suppose in an application you developed a big application and you are not having the knowledge of function. What you did, starting from the first line till the say 1000 lines of codes are there, everything you kept inside main, everything you kept inside main. Suddenly some error occurs. Suddenly some error occurs. What I have to do? I have no other option. From the beginning line, I have to check each and every line. I have to check each and every line. Compared to that, this total activity, if you can identify, okay, for this part one function, for this part one function, say for this part one function, and I wrote different function, then what will happen? Checking a particular function, one or two will be enough now. checking one particular function, two particular function will be enough. If you have any code, if you have any error, to identify that error. In this case, do you think that starting from the scratch till the end everything I will do? No, not required. Just you check the particular function, you got the error, be happy. Not required to check each and everything, sir. So that means what? It is called improving debugging skill and testing. Debugging means making the program bug free. Here bug means what, sir? Here bug means logical error. Bug means mistake, logical error. That's the meaning of bug here. So making the program bug free. Not only that, sir, this approach of dividing the program into multiple small function, sir, this is none other than considered as modular programming approach, sir. Modular approach. That means my problem statement is divided into small module. Small module. This is one module, that is another module, like small module. This is called like modular approach. So function makes the code. Module things function helps us to think the code in terms of module. Next, sir, maintenance. If I write everything inside the main function, sir, it's very difficult to maintain. Very difficult to. Currently you are writing 3 lines code, 4 lines code, 5 lines code, not an issue. But you know, very soon you are going to write 100 lines code, 200 lines of code, then keeping everything inside main. Don't you think that maintainability issue will be there, sir? Such a big code. Rather than if you keep it in small function, sir, it's very easy for me to maintain in that program, because small modules are there now, very easily I can maintain. So what are the advantage of function, guys? The advantage of function are these 5 points. Reduction of code redundancy, improve readability, improve debugging and testing skills, as well as function make the code modular and improve the maintainability. Sir, in C programming language, what are the different types of function? 2 type of functions are there, guys. Library function, user defined function. Already I told you what is called library function. The functions that comes along with the programming language, the function that comes along with the compiler, that is called library function. Can you give example of library function? Yes, sir, so many is there. Printf, scanf, pow, sqrt, so many, strlen, strcat, so many are there, sir. But what about user defined function? Yes, this is what now we are going to learn, sir. User defined function means user will define the function. Automatically question will be raised now, sir, how user will define the function? To define the function by user, we have to follow some approach. What is that approach, sir? Before learn how user is going to define that function, few terminologies are there which we need to be aware before we can learn user defined function. What are those terminology? These are 3 important terminology. What is this? First, we need to know one thing: function calling or function invocation. Both the terminologies are same, guys. Function calling and function invocation. To make a function call, already I said you, if the function is not called, it will never execute. You keep several function in your program, don't think they will execute. You need to call them, then they will execute. So very important task is activity is what? Function calling. Very important activity is what, sir? Function calling. And to call function, how many statement I need to write? Only one. Only one statement is enough for function calling, and that is used to access the logic that is written inside the function. Function calling is needed to access the logic that is written inside the function. Next, and after that, another thing comes, that is called function definition. Function definition contains what? It contains a block. Sir, why it is considered as block? Because majority of the cases, the chances is that function definition, or a definition means what, guys? Defining. From the word define, definition comes. That means what? You have to define the function, means you have to provide the definition of the function. Or a definition here doesn't mean like, you know, normal theoretical definition, this definition, that definition. It's not like that. Here a definition comes in terms of providing the logic, what activity your function will do. Sir, factorial function, then what logic you will provide? Sir, the logic to find factorial of a number. Some function, what logic you will write? Sir, I will write the logic that is used for finding summation of 2 numbers. So that is why it is called defining the function, means write the logic of the function. But while writing the logic, you may require more than 1 line. That's why it says that we need is a block. So first is function calling, followed by function definition. Next, another important thing that is very much important, that is called function declaration. Some people call it as function prototype. Both the terminology are same, function declaration or function prototype. It contains how many statements? This is very important. Function calling and function declaration both basically need single statements, sir. And it is used to provide the information about the user defined function. But here, sir, it is written as optional. That means we can use the function declaration, we may ignore the function declaration. I will show you practically. I will show you practically how can we ignore the function declaration or function prototype. So these 3 points are very, very important, which you have to remember forever. Function need to be called, function calling is required, function need to be defined, or every time you will define the function. No, sir. If it is a user defined function, then only function definition comes. Next, function declaration. Sir, function declaration is optional. I may go for it, I may not go for it. When it will become optional, that I will show you practically. Next, and after that, sir, what is the syntax of user defined function? This is general syntax of function. What things are there in a function? The very first thing that will be there is the return type. Return type means, a return type depends on return value. Return type depends on return value. If your return value is 10, then return type will be integer. Your return value is 12.34, then your return type will be double, because every real number by default considered as a double. Sir, my return value is a character A, then your return type will become char here, followed by name of a function. A function must have some name, boss, otherwise how it will work? Then first bracket open, first bracket close. I already told you that first bracket open, first bracket close is basically the syntax of a function. It must have that. Then list of argument. Oh, again it's optional. That means, sir, may be present, may not be present. May be present here, may not be present here. Now here important point is what? Return type depends on return value. Return type depends on return value. That, sir, in my function no return value is there. What will happen? If nothing is returned, we can write return type as void. Because if you are not writing anything, by default in C programming language, return type is considered as int. That's why if your function doesn't return anything, in that case you have to write the return type as void. For any function, by default return type is integer. For any function, by default return type is integer. Sir, by default return type means? By default it will be considered as integer. Next, and after that, now we will go for practical. Sir, category, different category, no return type, no argument, no return type. Tell me, student, is my screen is visible and am I audible or not? Respond in the chat box, guys. Am I audible perfectly or not, and my screen is visible or not? Respond in the chat box, student. Okay, thank you. Perfect. Actually, due to some network issue, I got suddenly some message. That's why taking a confirmation from you. Okay, sir, no problem. Come back. Sir, first approach of writing function is this one, guys. What is this? Are no argument, no return type. How many times no is used, guys? One time, two time. No argument, no return type. Combiningly, we can use the word 0, 0. Why 0, 0, sir? Are no 0. Another no, 0. No argument, no return type. But what is argument, that I don't know. That what is return type, that also I don't know. I will let you know now. So take the first approach. No argument, no return type. How to work with that, sir? Come with me. Let us assume it is my main function, guys. It is my main function. From here, I want to call a function. What function, sir? I want to call from here a function whose name is sum. Any name you can take, any function you can call. Here I am taking the name of the function sum, but just writing sum indicates it is a sum function. No, sir. First bracket open, first bracket close must have to be there. What is this? This is called sum function. Now what I want to do, sir, from the main function, I want to call the sum function. So that means what, guys? It is known as function calling. What is it is name? What it is called? Function calling. I am calling the sum function. When I call the sum function, inside the first bracket open, first bracket close, if I don't write anything, it indicates no argument. It indicates what, guys? No argument. You said na, no argument, no return type approach, sir. So here if I don't pass anything, that it indicates it is the no argument. Super. No argument. Now once I call the sum function, what will happen? Program will immediately go to the sum function. Program control will immediately go to the sum function. This is the sum function. Already we said na, function calling means how many lines? One line. That is done. Now I want to define the sum function. Define means definition. Definition of the sum function I am going to return, sir. What I will do, sir? Here inside the sum function, let me write printf. Some value I want to read, sir. Enter two numbers. Enter two numbers. Then what I need? Scanf percentile d, you know that, ampersand a, ampersand b. Immediately what I need, guys? Sir, declare a and b. A and b. What activities you are doing here? Comment line always mandatory. Reading inputs from the keyboard. Done. After that, what I want to do? Sir, I want to print the result. Printf addition is percentile d. What is that value, sir? A plus b. What is that value? A plus b. What actually this part indicates? Sir, this indicates function definition. Who provides this definition? Sir, I am providing the definition. Is the sum function from the beginning exist in your compiler? No, 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 sir. I am writing the function. So this is user defined function. This is user defined function. Now function calling done, function definition done. Sir, in the function no return statement is there. No return statement is there. That means what? No return value is there. No return value is there. You know now, general syntax, first who should come? Sir, return type should come. In a function, in the general syntax of the function, the first thing that should come is return type, sir. Return type. Where is this? Yes, return type. So return type depends on whom? Return value. Do you have any return value here? Where it is? Do you have any return value? No, sir. Then what will be the return type? Void. If no return type, void. Sir, if I leave this part alone, what will happen? I said na, by default return type is int. So that means it will assume that the return type is int. No, 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 I'm not returning any value. Why should I think about return type int? It's simply as simple as that void. Is as simple as that void. Check it out, guys. In this program, while calling the sum function, you send any argument? No, sir. Hence the terminology, no argument. Is the function returns any value? Is your sum function returns any value? No, sir. That means what? No argument, no return type. No argument, no return type. 0-0 approach. Sir, function calling is done, definition is done. Function need to be declared now, guys. Yes. Where I have to declare? On top of main. Void sum. Void is the return type of the function. Sum is the name of the function. Any argument it takes? No. And this is followed by semicolon. Here semicolon is must, guys. Don't forget. Here semicolon is must because it is function declaration, or some people call it as function prototype. Function declaration is there, calling is there, definition is there. My program should work now, sir. Yes, program should work. First let me show you, then I will give you the control flow. Compile and run. Enter two number 5 and 8. Addition is 30. Sir, how the flow of control executes here? Let me show you how the flow of control executes here. First tell me, who will call the main function? Sir, operating system will call the main function. Let us assume let us assume this is your operating system. This is the operating system, sir. He is sitting here. What happened? Operating system got a job. What a job? He is coming and calling the main function. Main, can you please come? main came. Main function doing some activity. What is, sir? Main function started calling another function. What is the name of that function? Sum. Operating system calls main start activating. That's the duty of now main, to start getting activated and start working. While working started main suddenly finds that, array, inside me one function call is there. What is that function called? Sum. Immediately what will happen? Sir, control will come to some function. Control will come to some function. That means main is going for sleeping now. Main will sleep now because who is activated? Sum got activated. Sum started working. Sum started working. Variable declaration, printf, scanf, everything done. And sum reached to the ending second bracket. Sum reached to the ending second bracket. Once sum reached to the ending second bracket, what will happen, sir? Now automatically, if you write return statement, that's a different story. If you don't write return statement, it will reach up, it will execute up to the curly brace. Once it is done, now control started coming back. Control started coming back. Where it will come back? To the main. In main, where it will reach? Sir, to the next line. What is that next line? 7. This line will execute. But how that function will know that, sir, I have to execute from 7? For that, one fellow is there. The name of that fellow is instruction pointer. What is the name of the fellow, guys? Instruction pointer. When main call the sum na and main go for sleeping, this instruction pointer fellow remembers that whenever the control will come back, I should start execution from 7. This fellow will always remember these things, sir. That is why whenever the control is coming back, I will check the instruction pointer value. Oh, that is 7. That means now I need to execute from 7. Return 0. Where it will return? To its caller. Who is its caller? Sir, its caller is operating system. Now main is giving a 0 value to the operating system. Sir, why 0 value? Sir, can I have 10 value? Or you can have any value. Then why 0, sir? 0 is a convention of success, guys. In computer terminology, in computer world, 0 means convention of success. Means main is telling operating system, thank you very much, boss. You take the initiative. That's why I executed. Please take the control back. Please take the control back. How it will convey this message to operating system? By returning a value 0. Sir, if I write 10, or you can write 10, there is a convention is there, na, guys. You are having two names, nickname, college name. Do you think that you belong to my locality? I know your nickname, and that's why I should call. Suppose your nickname is something like Raja or Babu. Suppose I'm calling in the college like, Babu, can you come here? Then what he will say to me? Sir, that's my nickname. In locality you call me Babu, no problem, sir, but please don't call me Babu in the college, because in college you should be called with your original name, not with the nickname. But if I call somehow by mistake, I calling Babu, come here, then what you will do? You understand, sir called me, you will come to me. So that's why if you give any other value, no problem, but that's not a correct convention. Correct convention is 0. Sir, if I pass a negative value or any value, any any integer you can pass, guys, that's a convention we should follow and we are following. So in this case, you understood the function execution process, where function declaration I have taken, function calling I have taken, and function definition I have taken. By this you understood how it working with no argument, no return type. Sir, why no argument? Because while calling the function, this place, na sir, this place kept empty. Oh, in future he will keep something here, na sir? Yes. Not only this place kept empty, and this sum function have not having the return statement. That's why no argument, no return type. What do you say, guys? Any question from here? Sir, I understood no argument, no return type approach of writing function. If yes, confirm once in the chat box. Otherwise, post your doubt. I'm waiting for your answer, guys. Sir, is declaration part is necessary? Piyush is asking, sir, is declaration part is necessary? You shown us in the note that the declaration part is optional. So is the declaration part is necessary? No, declaration part is not necessary. I will just come back. But before that, from here, any question is there, guys? So that I can easily come back to that point. Is declaration part is necessary? And I can do accordingly. Any question from here? Students, make response. Good. Like that you have to make response. Otherwise, I can't see your faces. Now, if you are not interactive, then I will not get that whether you are understanding or not. To whom I'm giving the lecture. Okay. Now one question raised, sir, is the declaration is necessary or not? The answer to this question is declaration is not necessary. Declaration is not necessary. But when declaration is not necessary? Sir, declaration is not necessary if I define the function. If I define the function above main. If I define the function above main, then declaration is not necessary. And throughout the, throughout the application, everywhere, we will do this approach. We will define the function above main. But it doesn't mean that operating system will call first this. No. Operating system don't call anyone other than main. Here also, even this function is on top of main, execution will start from main only. Then when main calls this, control will come to some function. So if you do write like this, declaration is not required. Execute, compile, and it will work, sir. 56 to 58 is the result. So this is one approach of writing the function. I will teach you all the approach. End of the day, your choice. So this is no argument, no return type approach. Sir, I want to go for, so this is what approach you have learned, sir. 0 0 0 0. Pijus, your doubt got clarified, na? Yeah. 0 0 approach just now we completed, sir. Now, sir, I want to go for that approach. No argument with return type. With return type means no argument means 0. With return type means some value will come now. That's why I'm telling it as 1. Don't think 1 means 1 will come. I'm just giving you that feeling. Here no means 0. Here something means 1. That's a giving the feeling like that. 0 1, right? Okay. Now what I will do, sir? No argument means whenever the function will be called, at that time no argument will be sent, sir. Super. This is here the function is called and no argument is sent. Control came here, it performs the addition, but it will not want to print the value here, sir. He want to give the result to the caller. Who is the caller of sum? Main is the caller. Always remember, the function who does calling is called as caller function. The function who gets called is known as called function. Caller function, called function. Sir, one more time. The function who does calling. Here, who does calling the sum function? Sir, main function. Suppose you said that I will not call the sum function. I will, okay, let me go back to the previous example, guys. Suppose you are telling, sir, I will write the sum function, I will define that, but I will not call, sir. I will not call. If you don't call, some function will not execute. See, here a program will execute, no output, nothing will come. Done, everything finished. You want to check that really happening or not? Just you put a printf message here. Printf hi main. Hi main. Now, did you call the sum? No, but sum is there in your coding now. Do you think just by coding, keeping in the coding, it will execute? No, sir. I need to call. See, main executed. Main executed, but sum didn't execute. Why main executed, sir? I even not call the main array. Operating system calls the main. Okay, sir. Now come back to this approach of 0 and with argument. No argument with return type. What I will do? Same. I call the sum function here. At the time of calling any argument, guys, no argument. That means no argument part is done. Now the sum function take two number addition completed. Now what he want to do? He want to return that value. Then what he will do? Use the word return. Use the word return. Are to whom to return? Suppose I called you and I give some I assign some job to you. After the job is done, where you will return that assignment? To me only, na? That means I am your caller. Suppose X person is calling you, then to whom to return? to that X person. You have separate assignment and you do submit it to that particular faculty who have given the assignment. So here return, what return? Sir, I want to return that value. What is that value? A plus B. A plus B. What is the type of A and B? Sir, integer. Then what is the type of A plus B? Integer. You said na, return type depends on return value. Don't forget guys, return type depends on return value. First line, return type of a function depends on return value. Here what is your return value? Sir, A plus B. A plus B is what type? Integer type, sir. So return type will be what? Void or it will be integer? Sir, it will be integer. Sir, if I don't write, then also it will work. But it's better to write that. It looks good. If you don't write, no problem, it will work because by default return type is int, sir. Story ends. Now there is a problem, sir. Sir, what about the control flow? Check it out, guys. Here, operating system calls main. 1 minute. Where is that pen, guys? Yeah. Sir, here also, this is my operating system. He calls main, sir. Operating system calls main. Okay. Operating system came, calls main. Super. What happened? Main start execution. First line got the sum function calling. What will happen? Sir, from here, control will go to sum function. Inside sum function, some activities have been done. Taking to variable, reading that value, and then it is executing the return statement. Return A plus B. Where it will be returning? Sir, from where the calling was made. Calling was made from where? Here, na? Just from here the calling has made, na? So suppose when the function called, you take here two value, 5 and 7. You take two value, 5 and 7. So what sum function is doing? 12. He is returning that 12. That means this particular place now replaced by what? Now replaced by what? 12. So just if it is 12, do you think 12 will be printed? If I in a main function, if we just write 12, will it be printed? No, sir. Using printf, I have to print the value. Using printf, I have to print the value. Then what activity you should do? Sir, multiple activity I can do. First activity is, sir. Acha, first let me erase the drawing, guys. First activity is, sir, once 12 is coming, na sir, I can do one thing. I can take a variable and hold the value. I can take a variable and hold the value. And here I will write addition is %d. Addition is %dt. T will be printed. Check it out. Execute, compile and run. Two number, guys, 8 and 5. Acha, sir, instead of taking it in the variable t, sir, can I do one thing? T is equal to sum function, sir. Can I directly write here that sum function? Can I directly write the sum function here? Yes. Then your function calling is happening from where? Inside the printf function. This type of approach is called, guys, nested function. See, printf is a function. Inside that another function. So here what value will come? Sir, if you take 8 and 5, 13 will come. Then 13 will be printed here. Will it work, sir? Yes. This is the approach number 2, guys. No argument with return type 0, 1. Tell me, students, any issue? Confirm once very quickly, guys, so that can move to the next level. Another 2 approaches I have to show. Respond very fast. Have to be very interactive. Understanding? Super. No doubt. Very good. Next approach, sir. Next approach. Everyone should make response, no doubt, so that I can understand. Na? Next one is, sir. So no 2 times done from argument point of view. No argument, no return type, no argument with return type. Now we will think like with argument. We will go for with argument. And here we will go for no return type. Oh, that means it will be something like 1, 0, na sir? And on top of that, first time you will learn how to pass argument. That's why with argument. This time what I will do, sir, I will not read the value in the sum function. I will read the value inside main function. I will read the value inside main function. Reading is complete, guys. Value reading is complete. After I read the value, what I will do? I will call the sum function. I will simply call the sum function. How to call the sum function? Sum, can you please come? Sum function, guys. Sum function came. When it came, I have to give some value. Suppose I'm calling, come here. You came. What, sir? Acha, take these two value. Take these two value. How I will convey this message? Take these two value. This is what is called argument. This is what is called, guys, what? Argument. Okay, na? Technical word, argument. But this argument belongs to whom? To main or to sum? Sir, it belongs to main. Sum got it. Main given it to sum. So who is the owner of the argument? Main is the owner. So that's why this argument correct terminology is actual argument. Actual argument. What will happen, sir? Once you call the function, control will immediately come to that function. Control will immediately come to this function. But you send two argument, how can you keep this portion blank? You pass two argument, how can you keep this portion blank? No. Now you have to receive the value. I'm writing int x, int y to receive the value. I'm writing int x, int y to receive the value. These are also function argument. Now guys, this is called as formal argument. Technical terminologies, formal argument. Sir, why formal arguments? Because suppose myself is main. Okay, you people are the sum function. I am giving you note. Forget about online coaching. Let us assume offline coaching. You came for taking tuition. After the session ended, I'm giving you the note. When I will this is the note, guys. When I will provide you the note, do you think that I will give you original note or I should give a copy of the original? Suppose by mistake I have given the original note. Next day onwards you are not coming. What happened? My original note lost now. On top of that, on that original note, you made some changes and started demanding, this is my note, this is my note. Should not happen. That's why what I did, I kept the original and here I'm passing a copy of the original. Here I'm passing a copy of the original. So whenever you receive the argument, you are receiving a copy. You are receiving a copy. That's why it is called as formal argument. That's why it is called as formal argument. Now what you are doing after receiving the value? So see guys, with argument. Argument happened here or not? Yes. But no return type. No return type means no return statement. No return statement means return type should be what? Void. Return type should be what? Void. Now what you are doing? You are printing the result here. Printf addition is percentile d x plus y. Addition is percentile d x plus y. Story ends, sir, with argument but no return type. Let me execute the code. Enter to number 85. Array x plus y, na sir. X plus y. Execute, compile and run. 85 addition is 13. Addition is 13. This is the third approach of writing the function with argument but no return type, guys. Tell me, student, third approach. Do you have any query? Are you understanding or not? Any doubt? Can I move to the last approach? Super, no doubt. Last approach, sir. This is the best approach, guys. With argument and with return type. With argument and with return type. So here with argument means 1. With return type means 1. With argument, with return type. Okay. Sir, I pass the argument. So with argument part is done. And with return type, na sir, I will not print the value here. What you will do? Sir, I will return the value. What value? X plus y. X is what type? Integer type. Y is what type? Integer type. Their summation will be what type? Integer type. The value will come where? Sir, here. The value will come here. After the value come here, you have two options. hold it in a different variable, print that. And if you are efficient enough, you will say, no, why should I waste another variable, sir? Just write here addition is percentile D, story ends. That's it. From here function calling happening, actual argument sent from here, return statement is there, argument is there, everything is there. So this is nothing but the approach of with argument and with return type. 8.5 addition is. So this is all about my function topic, guys. Check it out. Category of function. No argument, no return type. Control flows I've shown here. No argument with return type 0 1. With argument but no return type 1 0. With argument with return type 1 and 1. Actual argument, formal argument. Before we end the session, guys, see, here also I've given one note. What is that? Because in all the previous approaches, though I've done here in one procedure, and here what I have done, sir, I defined the function everywhere, see, below the main. Why? To show this declaration, calling and definition exclusively. That's why. But after that I've given a note here. If we define the function above main, in that case function declaration is not needed. In that case function declaration is not needed. And this is what approach we have followed. In our classroom we followed that approach, everywhere defining the function above main. But in this example I've shown you explicitly below main, because so that I can keep that three things: function declaration, calling and definition. Next, sir, before ending the story, a serious discussion is there. What is that, sir? Sir, in this function, everyone, guys, next 2 to 3 minutes, very, very important. Sir, here return x plus y. Actually, how many values you are returning, students? One, sir. If it is x plus y plus t plus z plus, ultimately how many values you are returning? One. Suddenly I said that, acha, I need to return two values. What you will do? Suddenly you said, sir, no problem. I will write return x followed by return y. Two value will be returned. Think of it, boss. Think of it. If you use this return x, immediately after this, control will come back to main, na? Then how this line will execute? Oh, not possible, sir. Not possible. Then you change your answer. What you said? You said that, sir, I will do something like this. I will write return x comma y. Two value will be returned. Think of it, guys. Comma operator visible, na? Remember childhood story where we completed about the operator. That's the benefit you will get it now. Where, sir, operator? Yes. What is the role of comma operator? Sir, first of all, comma can play as the role of operator and separator. Where it is operator, where it is separator? Sir, in function argument, today I have seen function argument, sir. There it is a separator. Check it out, guys. Here comma visible, na? Separator. Here comma visible, na? Separator. So these two places comma plays the role of separator, sir. One is in declarative statement and another is in function argument. Except this anywhere it is visible. Comma plays the role of operator. And what is that role? Sir, it works from left to right and rightmost value becomes the final value. It works from left to right and rightmost value becomes the final value. Don't forget where it is, sir, comma operator. Comma, please come. Check it out, guys. Comma act as a separator, act as an operator. So we have clear idea where is operator, where is separator. Sir, here something visible as enum and macro. Enum and macro is a part of C programming language, guys, but in our data structure it will not be needed. That's why I never go for the discussion. But in a C programming language point of view, enum and macro are two different concepts, because this is not C session, this is DS. For that, whatever C require, that I am revising, sir. So except the above places means variable declaration and function argument, comma plays the role of operator. So here what is the operator, sir? Rule. Sir, rule is it will work from left to right. Working principle, guys, works from left to right and rightmost value becomes the final value. Oh, That means sir here rightmost value is y value na sir. Then what is the final value? Y value. So are you in a position to return 2 value? No sir, I'm not in a position to return 2 value. Sir, can you give the proof that y value is returned? Can you give the proof that y value is returned? Check it out guys here. Suppose I'm executing the code. I'm executing the code. Enter two numbers sir. Let it be 7 and 9. So x and y will be what? 7 and 9 guys. Return 7 comma 9 means what will be returned? 9. So here what value will come guys? 9. So addition will be displayed what? 9. Addition is not happening. Wrong result will come. But I don't want to see the result sir. I am interested here about to see that the rightmost value coming. So what should come? 9. What should be printed? 9. Check it out guys. So what is the drawback I am carrying forward to our next class sir? Before ending the session, the drawback today I'm carrying, sir, if a function requests to send two value, not two values, sir, more than one value, I'm feeling very helpless, sir. After ending today's session, I'm feeling very helpless, guys. Why, sir? Because, sir, after the discussion, I understood everything, but at the end, whatever job you assigned of returning two value, I tried my level best. But except these two alternatives, I don't have any alternative, and both the alternative is basically a failure. Let me show you the other failure. Return x, return y. What will happen, sir? Which value should return x? And on top of that, is the compiler is allowing to have two return statement? Okay, he is not telling anything. That means compiler is allowing to have two return statement. But do you think return y will execute? Never, sir. This time which value will come? 7. Execute if I enter 9 and 7. Check it out. 9 and 7. 9 and 7, sorry, not 7 sir. First one will become na 9. My first value is what? 9. 9 is coming. Is anyhow second is coming? No. Two value is possible to return. Sir, I tried my level best, sir. Not possible. So just with this doubt, we will go to our next session, guys, where we will get rid of this doubt, and I will show you how to get rid of this doubt of returning, or what is the approach of returning more than one value from a particular function. Thank you, students. So today we completed the very first block of our revision part, sir. Data structure will start within 1 or 2 days. Yes, guys. This first block is done. Tomorrow what we will discuss? Tomorrow we will start a discussion two things. One is called introduction of pointer, and another very important concept is there that I have to discuss, that is called call by value, call by address. Now our path will be something like that. Chapter 1 is done. We will jump into the chapter 3. After chapter 3 we will directly jump into the chapter 8, sir. Why? Because just now completed function, na, this recursion is same as the function. This recursion will be very much, similar to we will get with function, sir. That's why on top of the function is done, and then by this end of function we will complete this one also, and then we will start learning array data, array, stack, queue, linked list, guys. Tell me, student, if you are not having any doubt, just say, sir. Okay, no issue. Otherwise, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Super, Mohantika, very good. No doubts, sir. Okay, Piyush, thank you. Okay, guys. Bye, class.